Hi. Hello.
Hello, Lauren. How are you?
Good. We're
I'm
doing
Brad.
it.
Now we got to let's do it because Bob would want us to do this. We do be professional.
Oh, okay.
Start. Oh yeah. Let's start over. You are.
Lauren Francesca.
I'm Brad Grunberg, and this is How to Start.
How to start.
Special edition, a tribute to our good buddy and a wonderful guy, Bob Saget. All right, we're going to talk
Yes.
about him.
Yes. We weren't planning on doing this, but after seeing so many amazing posts on Instagram, and I know Brad has such a history with him, I wanted to hear Brad. I didn't really. I talked to Brad after, and Brad didn't really want to talk that much about it. I feel like I don't know if is it a touchy subject or what was your
I was
relationship?
just, I was just in shock. I didn't know how to. I like Dave Coulier. I reached out to him. I'm going to quote him. I had no words. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't believe it could happen to Bob Saget. I mean, Bob Saget was just a special guy. He touched so many people, just not just show business people, regular people, the busboy, the cook in the back, the guy at the gas station. So when you asked me to talk, I just had to kind of gather my thoughts and think about our history together and all the wonderful times. And, I wasn't as close to him as many other people. Like there was this wonderful, if people can find it, on John Mayer's IG with Jeff Ross. They went to the airport, LAX, to pick up his car for his wife. Oh my God, they were telling stories in the car. It was hilarious, and it was heartfelt. They would be touching moments, but then they would say, "Oh, Bob would say this." It was I was crying laughing, and that's what Bob would want. People, I mean, have to understand. Bob looked at life differently than a lot of people. He had a lot of. I'm Jewish. Source. That's sadness in his life, and he had lost his sisters. I mean, terrible stuff. But he stayed strong and he helped so many others. A lot of people who go through what Bob went through, they're like bitter and angry, but not Bob. You know, I just miss him, and I just think we're all going to miss him because he brought so much light to our lives.
Yeah, you actually, I met him through you at one of your friends' parties. I'm not sure if we're allowed to talk
Yeah, yeah,
about
you can. Jeff Franklin.
Jeff
Jeff Franklin
Franklin.
created Full House, and it's a great story. Jeff Franklin wrote on Bosom Buddies. Jeff Franklin's the greatest guy in the world. Let's just start there. And Jeff worked on Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari, and he was a writer. And Bob warmed up the audience like I did. I warmed up the audience where audiences come in for a live show, Golden Girls, Happy Days, Roseanne, all those shows, Seinfeld. And there's a comedian comes out and he warms them up, makes them laugh, tells them what's going to go on, what we need from you. And Bob did that for Bosom Buddies. And he met Jeff. And when Jeff wrote Full House, he brought Bob in as Danny Tanner. Right place, right time, right?
Wow, and it's amazing of Jeff because a lot of producers, they wouldn't take somebody who was the warm up guy, but Jeff gave him a shot to be the head of the household. So that's just
Well,
amazing, Jeff.
it's a fun fact, but it's not a fun fact for this actor. I feel so bad for him. There was another actor that played Danny Tanner in the pilot,
Oh, wow.
replaced him with Bob. And Bob always talked about how he felt so bad for that actor. Can you imagine that actor? I don't know
Yeah.
his name, but he did the pilot, and they replaced him with Bob, and the show. He saw a Fuller House. I mean, there's going to be
Amazing.
Fullest House. Dave Coulier too. Remember when Dave was on our How to Start? Dave said
Yes.
he's going to be Fullest House.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yes, Jeff has these wonderful parties for his birthday, and unbelievable. Like they rank in the Playboy Mansion parties. They're so like celebrities
Best
and
party
beautiful
I've ever
people.
been to.
Right, best party. You dancing was one of my great moments. Just seeing you dancing when the Beach Boys were playing. Oh my God, it was incredible. And
And Bob was on stage with
yeah,
with all the other cast members of Full House, and it
right.
was
Stamos and everybody.
Sugar Ray was performing, and it was just epic
Oh
too.
my God, it was
Epic,
great.
epic, epic. And I got to meet Bob, and you kind of introduced me, and he was really cool. I looked at him, and he kind of like glowed like a god, you know. He was just like the life of the party, and like he really looked very healthy, you know. He looked so
He
healthy.
was a
Yeah,
healthy guy. No, he worked out. Bob was like, I mean, like a time warp. Bob looked like he did when he was Danny Tanner. He didn't
he looked
age
the same.
too. He
Yeah,
looked great, the
yeah.
same. I know. And the last time, I'll just tell you, so maybe we'll start when the last time I saw him and then the
The
first time
first
I
time.
worked with him. Yeah, the last time I saw him was, I believe it was either Jeff's party or it was the last episode of Fuller House where they all got married, and Bob was there, and Dave and John, Johnny Stamos, and it was amazing. I was just sitting there as Berkowitz, and he comes over to me, goes, "Hey, what's up?" And I used to go by this name Johnny Cocktails, so he knows me as that because that was my warm up name. And he goes, "Hey, Johnny Cocktails, how you doing?" I go, "Bob, just happy to be in the building, baby." He goes, "Can I get you anything? Are you all right?" I mean, it was like he was my Jewish
He
mother.
asked you to get
So
something. He wanted to
sweet.
get something for you.
I mean, he wanted to go. "Can I get something from craft service for you? Do you need anything?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable." And he's always like that. I mean, he was great. Like when in the '80s, when there was an 8 in front of a 1 and when there was a 1 and an 8, and no 1 and a 9. Sorry, I was warming up Full House, and he was just so gracious. And he came up into the audience and he helped me. Because after 3 hours, it gets kind of like, let's give it, they look at me like, I want to get rid of this guy. Bob came up fresh, started doing his stand up, started telling stories. It was amazing. He was great. And he always came up and met the audience and all that stuff. And of course, he always asked me, "Can I get you anything from craft service?" I go, "Bob, I'm fine. I just want to get through this." He goes, "You're doing great." I mean, he was always encouraging, always sweet. And, and then another time I was in Vegas doing a gig, and we happened to be on the same plane going back to Los Angeles. This was a great moment. We sat next to each other on the plane, and he was performing at the Hard Rock, and he just destroyed. And he got on the phone with all of his daughters. He called them, each one of them, to tell them, "All right, this is what happened, and oh, I was so happy, and I love you." I mean, and I said, "You want me to go in the back or the back?" He goes, "No, you sit right there." I said, "It's a private moment," but he goes, "No, I love my daughters. I have nothing to hide." And he just talked to his daughters and told them how much he loved them, and he walked them through the night when he performed, and that was many years ago, but it was great. And every time I saw him, it was a new and exciting experience of love. That's how I can really tell you my experience with Bob Saget.
Yeah, one of my good close friends, his dad is a neighbor, and Bob actually officiated his wedding. So
No way.
yeah,
Really?
so Bob married him and his wife. That's just, it's crazy. So he's been really, really, kind of everyone I know that was close to Bob is going through it, because I've talked to several people, and it's just, I just don't understand life. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Charles Manson, a mass murderer, he lives till in his 80s, and Bob Saget, leaves us at 65. Does that make any sense at all?
It's not fair.
It's not fair. No, life is, the old adage, life is not fair. But then you think about the blessings. Bob was on stage the night before. 2 hours of making people laugh, which that's what he loved, making people laugh, touching their lives, making them feel good. Drives 2 hours to Orlando, gets in bed, and from what I've read, just went to sleep, and that was it. And I just hope he didn't suffer. I really hope he didn't suffer. It sounds like he didn't. A guy like that should never suffer, but we're going to miss him. I mean, he was, when I heard the stories with Jeff Ross and John Mayer, I mean, everybody's got this new unique relationship with him. Like when you're with Bob, you're just you and Bob. It's not like Bob looking over your shoulder at 5 other people, right? There are people like that. There are celebrities, there are friends of mine. Oh, buddy, I'm over here. Hi, I'm here. Bob Zongian. It was you and him, and that was not a lot of people have that quality. Now, did you watch Bob growing up?
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Full House growing up, and I was just like, he was like my second dad, you know? He was the this is what dads are supposed to be like, you know? And
Right.
when my dad would go away and work, I would be like, but Bob Saget doesn't, go to work in LA. Why are you going? Why are you leaving? So he was the perfect dad.
He was, and I never met his daughters, but I hear he was an incredible dad, a single dad for a long time until he met his wife, Kelly, who was wonderful too. Yeah, Bob is a special guy. I mean, Bob had a great relationship with my favorite comedian of all time. And by the way, there's a big auction going on for Don Rickles. I've
Mhm.
told you my greatest favorite comedian of all time is Don Rickles. And my favorite actor comedian is John Candy. And Bob and John Stamos, and they all were good friends with Don Rickles. And Bob has great stories about him and Rickles. I mean, he looked up to Rickles when he first started doing stand up, I think at 17 years old. I mean, Bob, an incredible, I mean, he left us at 65, but he really lived 650 years. I mean, he did so much. He touched so many people. And I mean, it's just, you don't know where to start. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I mean, it's unbelievable.
How did you start working on America's Funniest Home Videos?
Well, thank you for bringing that up. Vin DeBona, the creator of the show, sweetest guy, they were looking for a warm-up guy, and the producer, Debbie Norton, was looking for a warm-up guy for America's Funniest People. They were going through warm-ups like that, one after another. And I was number 13, and I told her I was working at 20th Century Fox as a waiter, and I told the table, I'll be right back. And I went to the payphone and called and said, all right, stop looking. I'm your guy. Oh, I've been hearing that 13 times. And I walked in and I got the gig. And I worked with Dave Coulier and God bless her, Tani Katane and Elaine Sorkin. And just, it was great. And they needed a warm up on America's Funniest Videos because it's a Vin DeBona production. So I got to warm up America's Funniest Videos with Bob. And it was so much fun. We would just have banter back and forth, just like me and Dave Coulier. We had great banter back and forth. We made jokes, made fun of the audience. It was so great. But Bob and I, it was so much fun because I knew Bob from, doing Full House, and then I was doing videos. And then Bob and I ended up doing a benefit. This was really cool. I forgot what the benefit was for, but I was the opening act. And I don't know how I did it, but I killed it. I don't know why and how I killed, but I opened for Bob Saget, and he heard all the laughter. He goes, well, with cocktails, what's going on out there? You're killing. I don't know if I can go out. I go, Bob, let me explain. You don't need me, okay, out there. You're gonna do fine. But I did my job. I warmed him up for you, buddy. And he goes, oh, and he asked me some questions, what's going on here, because he loves to play with the audience too. And it was a great night. We raised a lot of money, and Bob just destroyed. I mean, I set it up. It was like a lot. I'm a big basketball fanatic, so I just lobbed it up to Bob, and he just dunked, like maybe a 360 backwards dunk. It was so good. So, yeah, it was great. We had some great memories together. And I was sleeping. Everybody says, "Where were you when you found out?" I was taking a nap. I'm a big nap guy, and all of a sudden I woke up and I looked at my phone and I go, "No way." TMZ popped on. I go, no. I couldn't believe it. And I still have that shock today. I just cannot, I still can't believe he's gone. It's just so bad. So
Yeah, I
bad.
was hoping, it was one of those like, the hackers who try to like fake people. I was like, I went and I Googled because my friend texted me. I'm like, no, it can't be. I'm like,
Right.
he's too healthy. I
Yeah.
don't, he's too great. Like, why would that happen to somebody like him? It's just,
No, we're gonna find out, and Bob would want, like, whatever happened, he would hopefully one person would learn from something that maybe he did or didn't do, and it would save one life. Because there's unbelievable stories about him. His sister had scleroderma, and he reached out to strangers and families and people that didn't have the resources and didn't know much about the disease, and he helped and raised money. Just goes on and on.
well, actually, it was just on CNN. 1.5 million in donations went to his favorite charity for
uh, uh, that's
scleroderma. So
oh
just
good.
So even after his passing, people are all trying to come together and really,
Well, that's what he would want. He would want
yeah, he would want that.
he want people to know about scleroderma. It's not, like some of these other horrible diseases. But I know from a friend of mine told me that he was really taken back when Norm Macdonald, one of his best friends, comedian, died last year of cancer. They were very tight, and it was devastating for him. So I mean, with all the loss that he has had in his life, I just don't know how the man was still standing. But he used it as motivation to move on and honor the people that had fallen and passed. And he did amazing things. He really did. In 65 years, he did so much in his 65, which should have been more.
Yeah, definitely should have been more. I wish it was more. I wish we could have got him on the podcast and,
but he would have come on. Oh yeah.
uh,
Yeah, no, he was great at the party when we saw him at Jeff's party.
yeah.
And, he was so funny. He was with his beautiful wife, and always a kind word. And I just, those parties. And, it's like you ask people about, like, were you at Jeff's party? Oh, I can tell you some stories, and he was at all of them, and, Dave Coulier and Johnny Stamos, they've all been to those, and all the, it's great being on Fuller House. There's a whole new wonderful, generation of actors and kids that were on that show and are watching the show. And, it was just so good to see him. He was so happy. The last time I saw him, he was laughing, cracking jokes. He was just cracking me up. We were just laughing. And I think I'm almost sure it was Jeff's party. That's the last time I saw him. But we did that last Fuller House. It was a lot of fun. And it was a long day, but he just, he's like, what he is like, kind of like the host of the party. He always goes, "Are you having a good time? Can I get you anything?" The Jewish way is always eating. So, did I get you? Want another plate? Want another plate? He'd always do that. So much energy, and he would just keep. He was like the ultimate warm up. You're in your third, fourth, 10th hour of filming, and he's still vibrant and happy, and it's always got a laugh.
When you did those Fuller House tapings, how long did it take to film it?
They take about a half-hour show. Takes average 3 hours with wardrobe changes, set changes, camera angles, all that stuff. And I would say 3 hours, but they're all pros. Now let me tell you, Fuller House set was unbelievable. It was a well-oiled machine. Jeff Franklin, he started this, and I'll tell you something. There are no egos on that set. Nobody. Johnny Stamos, Dave Coulier, and Bob Saget. No. No egos. Everybody's the same, from the wardrobe to the security guard to whoever works in that little bubble in that family is loved. It's all love, and everybody contributes the same. And there's no ego, and it really runs smoothly. People know their lines, and the girls, they were little little kids. They learned from the best, So when I did Fuller House, I'm like, this is wow. We're moving on. What? 2 takes? I couldn't believe it. So it was really special.
And everybody on the set, I've heard from you, and as I've seen in all their posts, it was like one big family.
Oh yeah, no question about it. They were there for each other. Who told me this? I think it was John Stamos. He said to me, we've been through so much. We've been through highs, we've been through lows, we've lost people, but we've always been, we had that, that strong unit of family, which helped us get through personal things happen while you're filming. Just because you're doing a TV show, you're still living your life. And he goes, because of a lot of everybody here, I've gotten through stuff that I didn't think I could. It's love, it's support. Lauren, we talk about this. We have people on our show, mental illness, all that stuff. Life is not easy. Just because you have money and you have fame doesn't mean you have no problems. Sometimes you have more problems. Like you're a big star. You have a lot. No, I'm kidding. You're the best, Lauren. No, it's true. It creates other things that you might not think you will have, but you do, people get jealous, people want, and then you become famous. Everybody wants something from you. Are they really your friend, or do they want, my grandma always said, everybody loves a party, right? But then when you, God forbid, fall off the party train, is anybody there to pick you up and get you back on it? Usually not. They usually hit the road, oh, the party's over. Oh, okay. Hey, good luck. Call me when the party starts again,
Yep.
So,
That's so true. And I feel like you, Brad, are very good at picking the pieces up after the party's over. I've seen you do it for all your friends.
I try. I like people. I like helping people if I can. I've been very blessed in my life. I've had a great life. I continue to have a great life. Look, I met you. Right. I hired you for an online, a couple of bits online for a company, commercials, and there we were. And then you came to me a year later and said, I'm starting this podcast. I was thinking about, would you want to be my sidekick? I go, what? Me? Oh, I was so humbled and grateful. I mean, it's been great. It's been a great run, and you're a great friend. So it's cool. You never know where life takes you. That's the one thing people have: luck and timing. Get out there. Don't feel sorry for yourself. It'll happen. I mean, and it happened for Bob. Look at Bob. What a career. He starts in Philadelphia, right? Moves to Los Angeles, goes to the Comedy Store, becomes a warm-up, right? He does Bosom Buddies. From Bosom Buddies, he gets Full House. I mean, gosh, right? It could have went the other way. He could still be, an actor could, there's so many great comedians, great comic actors that never make it, not because they're not good. It's opportunity, and when you walk into that moment, Lauren, are you listening?
I'm
when
listening.
you walk into that moment and you have that one moment in time, Lauren, are you listening? You got to deliver. You've got to deliver. And you get all the people that bring you down out of your life, and you walk into that room, or you walk into that self-tape or that remote, and you look at that camera and you deliver and you go. That's how it happened with Curb. That's what happened with Curb. I said, I'm getting this. I knew every guy read for it, but I knew I was going to get it. So, it's just, you got to believe in yourself, and all dreams come true. What are you looking at?
Carlos just walked in.
Oh, my buddy Carlos. Hey, buddy, how are you? One of the good guys in life, Carlos.
Yeah.
You know what? Bob would love Carlos. What do you think about that? Don't you think Bob Saget and Carlos would be good buddies?
Yeah, definitely. They would be very good buddies. Bob Saget. Oh, we're live. Yeah.
We're live, Carlos. Yeah.
Yeah.
He would like you, Carlos. Carlos, he would sit down with you and talk to you and like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's sad. Like I obviously never met him, but that's just sad. Like,
very sad. Yeah.
Did you watch Full House growing up?
I watched
America's. Did you watch him? Did you watch Full House?
Funniest Home Videos and Full House.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you watched both. Yeah, we all did.
Yeah. So I watched both, and yeah, I mean, it was a silly show, both of them, but Bob Saget was cool.
He was very cool. He was. What you saw is what you got, but you got a lot more. Okay, yeah. Carlos, we're done with you. See you later. Anyway,
all right. See you later.
Nice seeing you, Carlos. All right, buddy. You take care of yourself. Good luck on finals. Have a good summer. Okay.
All right, I'll meet it.
Did you sign my yearbook? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But Lauren, I love that you watched it as a kid. It is so cool. And like you said, everybody looked at I watched Full House too, believe it or not. Loved it. I was older. I don't know. I shouldn't have been. Well, I was. Yeah, why not? It was great. But no, my thing was Brady Bunch. Mike Brady. Like Mike Brady was my dad. Danny Tanner was your dad. You know what I'm saying? And that's the cool thing, to become iconic like that. Oh my goodness, right? Incredible.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Very sad. No, he's going to be with us forever. I mean, I'll tell you, John Mayer wrote a great thing on his IG. He said, "You'll be in my." I wrote it down. I wrote it down. I want to read it to you. I thought it was so poignant. Let's see where. Oh, there it is. Okay, he wrote. Where's my man Johnny? Where is he? I'm gonna find you. I gotta find this. This was so good. It was like, wow. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I will visit, Bob, I will visit you in my memories, and I hope to see you in my dreams. Isn't that great? And I'm
Oh,
always
that's really
hold on
sweet.
to you. John Mayer said that. I will visit you in my memories, and I hope to see you in my dreams. Isn't that
Mm,
beautiful? Oh
yeah.
man, wow.
Oof,
That was, oh gosh, you know.
I like that.
But you know what? I think the most important thing we get from all this is to live your life. Live it.
Mhm.
Live the best life you have, especially what's going on in the world. Get all the nonsense out of your life. Get all the downers out of your life. All the mishigas, the Jews know what that means. Just get all the bad out of your life. Live happy. Live people who want you to succeed. You know, we have people that we know. Oh, you got that? Oh, is it like I remember these? It was a comedian or an actor. I remember it came up to me one time and said, "I saw you in that commercial, that Super Bowl commercial, or it wasn't a national, was it?" I go, "Oh no, it was just a regional, but it was a national." It's like, why can't I get a national commercial? I want you to get one. Like, I'm happy for you. The pie is big enough for everybody. Everybody can get their piece of the pie, you know? And whatever you want to do, not just entertainment, whatever job or dream you have, it can come true. You just can't give up. Just keep fighting. Bob did it. Bob went for his dreams and he was at the top of the mountain and still
Yeah.
is, you know? But I'm just so glad that we could talk about him, you know. And he would laugh. He's probably laughing with Norm Macdonald right now. They're at deli heaven having a sandwich, pastrami on rye, going, what's going on here? They're talking about you, Bob. Why are they talking about me? Oh, they stopped talking about me. Now they're talking about you, you know. But two guys that touch people's lives, Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget. Oh. But but I'm just so thankful that he was on stage doing what he loved for 2 hours, making people laugh, felt good about himself. I think I read he talked to his wife before he went to sleep, and he told her how great it was, and he couldn't believe he was on stage for 2 hours, and all the good stuff, you know.
Mm.
There's another angel in heaven, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you, Brad, for taking the time. I kind of hit you up last minute about this, but I was.
No, I'm anything for Bob, because Bob would do anything for me or you. That's what kind of guy he was. Let's all say a prayer for Bob and
Yes.
good thoughts for him and his family and all the Full House cast and all his friends, because he deserves it. Thanks,
Yes.
Lauren, and we'll see you, I believe, next week on How to Start. We have a couple of great guests, but tonight it's all about Bob Saget, the wonderful man we knew and will always love. Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks, Brad.
I'm Brad Grunberg.
I'm Lauren Francesca.
We'll see you next time on How to Start. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.